Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here, and welcome back to another guide on my channel. It's been a while, but I've been really enjoying this game, Star Rail. It's incredible. If you like turn-based RPGs like Final Fantasy, Persona 5, this is going to fit for you. I'm going to give you a couple tips to run by that will help you get through this game comfortably without being like, ooh, am I wasting resources? Am I doing this right? I got that all covered for you in this video. Alright, so for the number one thing I want to give recommending to a new player, anyone, doesn't matter what you're doing, is just complete the story first. Go through the story until you hit your first block, because there's going to be many times that the game's going to tell you you're not high enough level to progress story, and that's when you start doing side missions and other things, bounties, farming, anything you need to do. And also behind the story mode, things like the battle pass. This is not activated until you're deeper into the story, so make sure you progress to get here. If you ever played Genshin, it's the same idea. You have your dailies, your weeklies, and your monthlies. Try to get them all done so you can get all the free resources that are here. The next reason why you're rushing towards story and unlocking it is to get your daily training. This is a great way to get your Trailblaze level up through experience. This gives you a total of 1,150, and that's really big, including, you know, the Primo Gems, experience books, and everything else. It's kind of small, but I would say it's really important to get all these dailies ASAP. So your first day, you should be doing that, because to get Trailblaze level is the way to progress and to get your character stronger, to be able to do all the harder content, to complete more weeklies. So really important to get through that story for those reasons specifically. And also, while you're doing that, you're also going to get into this place called the Simulated Universe. So get the story done ASAP, very important. So while I've been streaming this game, a lot of people have mentioned that they kind of don't know what's going on with the Simulated Universe. Basically, this is going to be in the ship right over here with Herta. You're going to come here and you're going to progress this about 2 times before you actually do the actual simulation to increase your points for the week that I was just showing you on that menu. This is important because every week you're going to get a bunch of resources for completing the 5,000 points, and that's very simple to do. Anyone can do it with any characters. All you gotta do is keep completing World 1 over and over and over again if you feel like you're too weak, but you should be strong enough to do World 1, World 2, and so on, depending where you are in story. So when it comes to the Simulated Universe, don't overthink it too much. It's basically gonna be, you can complete it all eventually. Every time you complete it, you're gonna get these ability points, what you're going to be able to spend on this tree, which gives you more HP, defense, attack. It's going to give you different paths you can do. You can upgrade your resonance after you obtain 6 blessings from the chosen path, more abilities. So this is like a roguelike. It just gets easier and easier the more times you succeed and fail. So don't be afraid to try this over and over and over again, because everything you get in this world is random. Blessings you get change your setup every single time, and you can always bring in that different character by downloading after you beat elite monsters. Now, when it comes to the Herta store here, I highly recommend that you save these for these 3 right here. Don't use it on poll tickets, not worth it. You want to get these because they're only available once, and then these upgrade them to max. You can actually max out all 3 of these and unlock this entire store. My recommendation for everyone is get Cruising in the Stellar Sea first. This is a really good set, very strong. It has increased crit rate by 8% and also by an extra 8% down here if the condition is made. And then once you get 1 copy of this, once you get another 8, get a copy of this for the main character. This is going to be your defense setup right here. Very powerful, basically best in slot for multiple characters. And then work on that last one. If you have someone from that section that you really want to use, then it works. But this one, and then these upgrade them. Really good, because this is all free to play. You don't have to do anything crazy to get this. Just complete your 5,000, 3,500, whatever the points are, go through the worlds, and you'll have this all done. And since we're on the topic of Trailblaze power, aka resin, I would not recommend using your Jade or these early in the game, because later on they're going to be more valuable for farming higher level items, relics, anything in the game once your Trailblaze level is higher, while you ascend your worlds from World 1, 2, and 3, where enemies become tougher but drop to become better. I would really highly recommend that you guys save these, unless you're trying to push the story and you need like 100 or 200. That is up to you, but my recommendation is not to touch this and replenish this, and just let the game naturally take you through. Once you get to that point of the story where you unlock this, you're going to want to spend it ASAP. Do not let this cap at 180 and just sit there. This is what's going to allow you to level up your character, level up everything, but your Trailblaze power is going to level up your Trailblaze level, which is going to allow you to get to higher levels into the game. So really important not to let this cap out. Always spend it. And what should you spend that on? Prioritize in the beginning of the game to level up your characters to their max level before they could be ascended, aka from level 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Once you have enough experience books, you can work on your light cone weapons by doing Butt of Aether. This is also the same example, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so on and so on. Once you have enough during that part, go and work on your ascension materials. This is going to be for your talents. This is really important because as you upgrade your talents, your characters get a lot stronger, unlock new abilities. So you want to be working on this as a little bit of a rotation. So mix it up with these two and then look at the characters and see which one of your characters that you actually want to work on. So if you want to work on Dan, you go to traces and you see which one you need. I need the spears, so I would work on the spears. And it's okay to get the green spears because you can actually synthesize 3 of them into 1. Same thing for all the other items. Every 3 of the other items can be turned into the one you need. So don't worry about farming the lower levels of those. Even though I recommend that you do it later on, it's still really good once you have enough experience books to make your characters the proper level. Another place where you can get all these resources, eventually when you hit a part of the story, you're going to get assignments. Under assignments, and depending on what your level is, you're going to have assignment limits starting at 2 to 3 to 4. And I recommend in the starting, just go for, again, the experience for your character and your weapons. And then after that, you can work on character materials or just work on the 3 of these ones. Synthesis, not really super important. I haven't really used any consumables in this game, a lot of other players, so you can actually skip this entire menu for now and just focus on this page and any essential materials you need. But the majority of stuff that's here, you can actually just farm off the normal mobs around the map, so not really a big deal. The way it works is that you just click on it and you add characters to increase this by 20 hours. It gives you more resources. If you use the proper characters, it gives you more resources. And if you made a mistake, you can also just cancel it and then do the different characters and reapply it. It doesn't punish you for doing that. I'm going to quickly go over what characters you should kind of prioritize when it comes to all these materials. You might be wondering, well, I have all these characters I pulled. What do I focus on? As a free-to-play player, the easiest thing to work on is Natasha and main character. These two are going to be your bread and butter in a lot of your setups depending on what you pull. But if, let's say you don't pull anything and you're just working with characters that are in the game, these two are going to be incredible. You can mix these two up with any of the free characters you get, like Dawn over here, Serval, whatever you want to make into max. But if you pulled Susang, out of pure luck, work on her. She's an incredible hunt character, including with Don Hang over here. He's really good as well too. So your resources are honestly not going to go to waste if you work on these 4 characters. This will pull you through a ton of content. March 7th works really well as a shielder before you get the main character fire. I had her through all my parties. Her shield, her taunt, her counterattack, everything about her was great until I switched over to this setup and it just worked so much better. So that's a little quick rundown on characters that you should be looking forward to using that complete a lot of the content, including the simulator behind me. But once you're in the poll section, here's my recommendation and what you shouldn't do and do if you want to kind of min-max. Now, there's going to be a beginner's banner. Do that beginner's banner. It is basically this banner, but instead of spending 10 tickets for 10 units, you spend 8 tickets for 10 units, and after doing that poll 5 times, you get a guaranteed 5-star. And that's where I got my welt, and that's where you get one of these characters that are on the banner. And all these characters, it doesn't matter what you pull, they all have their place for something. Some of them are better than others, but they all work. So don't have to go out of your way to re-roll. If you're really re-rolling, you should be re-rolling to get this on the first 10 pull or 20 when you're super lucky. So if you want, you can pull this banner if you want to feel lucky and see if you can get in the first couple 10, 20, or 30 pulls. Or if you get Pella, I would also recommend just stopping. But I would also just skip this altogether for the next banner, because the next banner has an incredible 5-star unit that's single target and AoE, which means it hits all targets really strong. But the 4 stars that come with it is Susang, Ting Young, and March 7th. All 3 very powerful 4-star units that if you get multiple copies of will do nothing but benefit you. So the next banner is probably the God banner at the moment for free-to-play players, because of the main 5-star and all 3 4-stars are going to carry you through a lot of the content. So recommendation, totally skip this and save for the next banner if you're free-to-play. Besides that, I would never ever spend your Jade on this banner. Not worth it. And talking about resources, I would go into exchange and always purchase this every month. And you might be saying to yourself, well, I have all these extra resources. Shouldn't I just go buy some of these materials to level up my characters faster? Don't. Especially as someone who doesn't spend money in the game, you will not have a lot of this. You'll eventually stop pulling that quickly, and these won't add up as much. So save them all for your gold sets and your silver sets. The silver or gold, the priority is up to you. Later on, you're gonna get some of these as well, which is gonna be basically the way you upgrade your talents to fully max, or at least to a part of it. Really important. So these 3 things are your priority. Don't touch anything else unless you're spending money in the game. So that's what's my recommendation for that. If you're polling and you get a couple of 4 stars or 5-star characters, depending on what it is, it's going to give you Undying Starlight. I do not recommend buying the 4-star characters here, because in this game, you actually get their 5-star weapons. And these are the 5-star weapons of all the characters that are in the beginner's banner. They're all have their place. Some are really good, some are better than others. I would just look up a guide on the character that you're currently playing and go for that current light cone. So coming back to what you should be doing with your resin, later on you're going to get this thing called Echo of War, and this basically, if you played Genshin, the weekly bosses. You can only attempt this 3 times per week, and you get more drops depending on what your ascension level is, or in this game it's called Equilibrium. Now, with that being said, the Echo of War I recommend you don't do until you get to your next war level near the end of the week. So as soon as you unlock it, probably a bad idea. If you have 6 days, 5 days, 3 days, even 2 or 1 day, do it the last day in the last hours if you're close to leveling up. I was at level 24, 25, and I was like, I'm not going to make it. I had 2 days left. I made level 30. I ascended. I completed them yesterday, and I got the max rewards for it. So the higher your world level, the higher the rewards you'll be getting here, or multiple copies of those rewards. So definitely save it for the end of the week. Highly recommend that. Now, when it comes back talking about the Trailblaze resin, or power in this case, there is the Cavern of Corrosions, which drop relics, and relic sets are going to be your bread and butter to make your characters that much better. Now, I do not recommend that you farm that Cavern of Corrosion with all your Trailblaze power. I would save that for everything else I have recommended until later on the game. You're going to get relics just from progressing, from opening treasure chests. You're going to get all these 4-star relics. Everything you see that's on me, everything that's in my inventory that's 4-star, here, are all just from opening treasure chests. I have never farmed the Cavern of Corrosion, and I don't plan to anytime soon until later on when the 5 stars start dropping and I start working on those sets. So, huge recommendation is don't overthink this part. Literally slap on the free 4-star set that they give you, and whatever you open up the chest, you go from the stats. While you're on the train visiting Pom Pom, look around for characters that aren't Himiko or Welt. You're going to get visitors on the train, and if you talk to them and go through all their dialogue, they're going to end up giving you more of the resource to go pulling on the banners. So you'll get, I believe, 10 Stellar Jade from them. So make sure you come here, and it's not just once per day. It also depends if you did their purple story. You'll see it's like the character story, and it says the traveler is now able to visit you on the train. So look around, see, they can be in any part of the train on this first section here, and just talk to them and they'll give those free resources. Just a little bonus. One quick little small detail that people usually miss is that when it comes to your tank / taunting units like March 7th or main character over here, or anyone that really has a taunt, you want to keep them on slot 1 and slot 4. And that being said, it's pretty obvious is that if they get hit with an AoE attack, those attacks will hit whatever's on the left side and right side of the character that's being targeted. And since the main character here pulls enemies to hit them, if you keep it all the way to the left or all the way to the right, only one character will be hit, where if the main character or a character that March 7th puts a shield on is standing where Natasha is, when Natasha gets hit by an AoE attack, it's going to hit Natasha, it's going to hit main character, and it's going to hit Welt. So always put your tank / taunters to the left or right side of your team setup. Well, with that being said, that is everything I want to give you guys. I might have missed a couple things here and there, but if you have any questions, I do stream over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. You guys can come hang out, talk. My community is great. All of them are very knowledgeable in the game as well. We're always figuring out things together, and we're clearing the universe world. We're doing the glass world, which again, the glass world is probably going to be the hardest thing in the game. Don't stress it. As you progress and level up your characters, you'll be able to complete more of those. I think I'm on glass world number 9. and it's not super hard, but it's a little tough. So if you have any questions, I have a Discord. I've got the YouTube channel, which I'll be uploading YouTube shorts eventually and having them break down these long videos into little 1-minute videos plus other tips. And also, again, you can catch my live streams over at Twitch where you can ask me anything, or my chat if you have any questions. For now, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell y'all later.